We'll come to a comfortable sitting position, just taking some time to settle the body, making sure that the spine is straight and the head and neck are in alignment. Eyes are closed. The shoulders are back and down but relaxed. And just take a few moments just to settle. And take a long, deep inhalation. And with the first inhalation, as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And then another long, deep inhalation. And this time, as you exhale, release all of the interactions, conversations that you've had today. And again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, as you exhale, release any thoughts of any obligations or tasks that you need to do after the class. And just allow yourself to be in this moment. Give this time to yourself. And now gently move the awareness through the body, beginning with the feet. And as you do this, just observe any aches or pains or any sort of sensations that you feel as you scan through the body and how you're feeling at this moment. So scan the awareness up through the feet and through the legs, and then up through the torso, the fingers and the hands, up through the arms and into the shoulders, just witnessing any sensations. And bring the awareness up into the head. And place the awareness now at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti, and I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions and respect between teacher and student and teacher, so that we can all learn together without ill will. Breathing in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinadvaditamastu, Mavet Vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. And now come to the base position with the legs out in front of the body, with the hands behind the buttocks, with the fingers pointing away. Making sure that the spine is straight and the shoulders are back and down and the head and neck are in alignment with the spine. And we'll begin this class. We're doing a series of rotations in this class. And this is just to symbolize the beginning of the new year, how we have started a new rotation around the sun. And as we do these practices and these rotations, I'd like you to really think about how you're going to approach this rotation. Are you going to do it in a smooth and gentle way? And that's what I recommend you do as we do these practices, to make sure that you are being very gentle on your body. So we'll begin with ankle rotations. So with the feet, turning the feet together in a clockwise direction, 5 rounds in a clockwise direction, and then 5 in an anti-clockwise direction, placing the awareness on the ankle joint and breathing in on the upward movement and exhaling on the downward movement, but really slowing it down and focusing on the rotations being smooth and gentle. And once you've finished both rounds, just place the awareness back in the ankle joint and observe the effects of the practice. And our next asana is knee rotation. So just be mindful of your knees if you have any issues. For this, bring the right foot in front of the right buttock. Clasp the hands underneath the knee, so in this way. And then making sure you're sitting up straight. Begin as 5 rotations in each direction, just moving from the knee. So it's just moving the lower half of the leg, but very gently, and just moving within your range of movement, slowing it right down, inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement, and placing the awareness in the knee joint. Trying to synchronize the breath with the practice to promote that body-mind-breath connection. And once you've completed 5 rounds in each direction on the right leg, ensure that you bring the knee back to the floor in front of the buttock, and then move the leg out along the floor to come back to the base position, just to be gentle with your knees. And then take a few moments to observe the difference between the right knee and the left. And then when you're ready, complete the same practice with the left leg. And again, when you finish the practice, gently bring the foot in front of the buttock again and move the leg down to the floor and come back to the base position. Our next practice will be the hip rotation. So for this practice, again, bring the right foot in front of the buttock. Now for this, and again, making sure you're sitting up straight. For this practice, you can either bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg, or put the foot on top of the left leg. This will be a hip rotation. For this, place the right hand on the right knee and left hand on the right foot. And then you'll be guiding your knee in just using your range of movement in a circular way. And it's okay to lift your foot off your thigh as well. So really placing the awareness in the hip joint and the opening of the hip, completing 5 rounds, again in each direction, and slowing it down. Remember, smooth and gentle. Inhaling on the upward movement and exhaling on the downward movement. And to come out of this practice, ensure that again you put your foot on the floor and your knee back to the chest, and then slide the right leg along the floor. And again, just observe the effects on the right leg and the right hip before moving on and completing the same practice on the left. And once you've completed the practice, come back to the base position and just observe the effects. We'll move now to the butterfly. So bringing both soles of the feet in front of the buttocks, allowing the knees to fall out to the floor, grasping the feet with the hands, with the soles of the feet together, and just allowing firstly the knees to fall towards the floor. And then inhale, bringing the knees up towards the arms. Exhale, bringing the knees down towards the floor. Complete 10 rounds in this way. Focusing on the opening of the hip and just noticing how with each exhalation, the knees fall even further towards the floor just naturally as the hip begins to open. And again, once you've completed that practice, remember to bring the knees back to the center and allow the feet to move out along the floor in front of the body. We'll take a few moments now with the eyes closed. Again, scanning the awareness just through the lower half of the body, in the ankles, in the knees, and into the hips. And just observe the difference from when we began the class. And we'll move now to the upper body. So we'll begin with wrist rotation. So bring the arms out at shoulder height, placing the thumbs on the palms and wrapping the fingers around the thumbs in this way. Inhale, and then move just the hands just using the wrists, gently in a clockwise direction, 5 rounds in a clockwise direction, and then 5 in an anti-clockwise direction. Again, really slowing it down and aiming to have very smooth and gentle rotations. Placing the awareness in the wrist joint. And once you've completed the practice, rest the arms for a few moments, just in your own time. And we'll move now to Skanda Chakra, which is the shoulder rotation. So bringing the right hand to the right shoulder, the left hand to the left shoulder, bringing the elbows together in front of the body. Inhale, bring the elbows up, back, and around behind the body. Exhaling on the downward movement and bringing the elbows back in front of the body again. This is one rotation. Complete 5 in each direction. Again, aiming to synchronize the breath with the movement, really slowing it down and observing the release of muscles in the tops of the shoulders. And when you've completed the practice, rest the arms for a few moments. And we'll move now to a neck rotation. But before we begin, just please be very mindful of the neck. It's quite a sensitive area. And the best thing to do is to just be very gentle, particularly with the first few rounds, just to observe your range of movement. And for this one, it's really important to ensure that the rotation is smooth and gentle. So begin making sure you're sitting up straight and the head and neck are in alignment. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest, and then bring the right ear over to the right shoulder, making sure you're not bringing the shoulders up in any way. The shoulders are back and down, but relaxed. And then bringing the head back to where is comfortable for you. Inhaling and in the backward movement, and then bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhaling to the front, chin to chest again. This is one round, so complete up to 5 rounds in each direction. Again, aiming to coordinate the breath with the movement. And really feeling that massage of the neck. Smooth and gentle. And when you've completed the practice, lie down in Shavasana. We're lying on the back with the palms facing the sky, with the hands a little bit away from the body, the legs slightly apart, and just allow the feet to roll out towards the sides. Take a long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, allow the body to melt into the floor. And again, just taking a few moments just to witness the body at this point in time. Our next practice will be the leg lock pose. So bringing the knees to the chest and wrapping the arms around the knees like you're giving them a hug. Exhale and bring the nose towards the knees without pushing or straining to where is right for you. And hold for a few seconds. And then inhale and gently bring the head back to the floor. Complete another 4 rounds, trying to hold the final round just for a little bit longer, but again, not pushing. It's again a very smooth and gentle movement. To come out of the practice, bring the feet flat in front of the buttocks. And when you're ready, we can move into the next practice, which is a spinal twist. So for this, place the arms either behind the head, making sure that the elbows can touch the floor. So in this way, or if that doesn't work, you can just bring the arms out directly in line with the shoulders. So with the feet on the floor, in front of the buttocks, exhale and bring the knees together to the right and turn the head to the left. And just allow the body just to settle into the position and ease into the position, noticing that stretch in the spine and the twist in the spine. And then inhale, bring the knees back to center and the head back to center. Exhale, bring the knees to the left together and turn the head to the right. And again, allow the body to ease into the position. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. And when you've completed the practice in your own time, the next practice will be Majari Asana. So when you're ready, come up to the position where you're on all fours. So for this position, make sure that the arms are directly below the shoulders, the hands are directly below the shoulders, and the knees are directly below the hips. And the back is straight at this point. And the head is in a neutral position, just to make sure that you're sort of like in a box shape. Inhale, bring the head up towards the ceiling and point the abdomen down towards the floor. Exhale, bring the head down towards the floor, arching the back up towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch along the spine and the abdomen. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds. Again, really slowing it down, synchronizing the breath with the movement, and observing what's happening within your body as you complete this practice. And once you finish your final round, come back into Shashankasana, the child posture. So bringing the buttocks back to the feet, bringing the arms out in front of the body, or you could put the arms beside the body with the forehead on the floor. If you have high blood pressure, you can also create fists and rest your head on the fists in front of the body. But this is a resting position. So take a long, deep inhalation, and as you exhale, allow the body to release into the floor and into this position. And then when you're ready, come up into a sitting position again. Our next practice will be churning the mill. So another great rotation practice. So bringing the legs apart as wide as is comfortable for you. And again, making sure the spine is up straight. Demonstrate this one as well. So with the spine up straight, clasp the hands together in front of the body at shoulder height. Arms are straight. Exhale. Bring the arms forward, leaning forward, and then swing the arms over to the right foot, leaning back, taking up at the abdomen, and then bringing the arms in front of the left foot and back to the center again. This is 1 round, and you're inhaling on the upward movement and then exhaling on the downward movement. So inhaling as you move over the right foot, and then as you go back, exhaling over the left foot. Complete 5 rounds in each direction. Again, aiming for that smooth and gentle movement. And when you've completed both rounds, come back to the base position, close the eyes, and just observe the movement of energy throughout the body. And when it's right for you, gently come up to a standing position, moving very mindfully. And standing up, making sure again that the weight is evenly balanced on both feet. The spine is straight, shoulders are back and down, the head and neck are in alignment. And closing the eyes and just feel that you are steady and comfortable in this standing position. You feel the floor beneath your feet. Our next practice will be Hasta Uttanasana. So for this practice, while you're standing, cross the arms in front of the body. Inhale, bring the arms up above the head, stretching up through the torso, and then exhale, and then move the arms apart and stretch out just to shoulder height, stretching out through the fingers, opening the chest. Inhale, bringing the arms back above the head, stretching through the torso. Exhale, bring the arms gently down in front of the body. Again, really smooth and fluid movements and working with the breath. Complete 4 more rounds in this way. And after your final round, stand again in a standing Shavasana, allowing the arms to hang loosely by the sides, closing the eyes and just feeling the steadiness of your feet on the ground. And just observing the difference in the body from this practice. Our next practice will be the palm tree, Tadasana. So for this, you need to find a point on the wall or wherever you are that's not moving that will help with your balance. Making sure the feet are around the hip width apart. Clasping the hands in front of the body with the palms facing down. Arms are straight. Then bring the arms up above the head. So bring them up above the head and then place them on top of the head in the standing position. Inhale, bring the arms up above the head, arms straight, and then come up onto the front of your feet. The heels are off the floor. Balancing on the front of the feet. Then when you're ready, inhale, bring the hands back to the top of the head and bring the heels back to the floor. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds, aiming to try and balance a bit longer each time. Really feeling like you're like a rubber band. This is a full body stretch. And when you've completed the practice, come back to a standing position. And we'll move now into Kati Chakrasana, which is another spinal twist. So for this one, place the right hand on the left shoulder and then wrap the left arm around the waist. And then gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, and then move the arms out to the sides, and then complete the practice on the other side. So left hand to right shoulder, wrapping the right arm behind the waist, gazing over the right shoulder. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. Again, aiming for smooth and gentle movements, synchronizing the breath with the practice. And again, once you finish the practice, come to a standing Shavasana. Our final practice for this class will be the one-legged prayer pose. So again, find a point on the wall that's not moving to help you with your balance. And bring the right foot, the inside of the right foot, to the inside of the left leg. So depending on where you're at, and even how you feel today, it really depends. So the one level of the practice is to just bring the sole of the foot to the left ankle and balance that way. Or you can bring it up further into the inside of the left leg, but make sure that you don't put it on the inside of the knee. Once you have found your balance, place the palms in Pranayama mudra, so in front of the chest. When you're comfortable with that, you can raise the arms above the head. Complete 3 rounds on each leg, aiming to stay for as long as you can. And when you've completed the practice, come into a sitting position, ready for some pranayama and breathing practices. And making sure that you're comfortable, but again, also making sure that you are in alignment. So your spine is straight, shoulders are back and down, and head and neck are in line with the spine. And closing the eyes. Also ensure that the hands are on the knees in a mudra of your choice. And just take a few moments to witness the natural breath. Witnessing the natural breath at the nostrils. And just notice how the natural breath fills the abdomen with air, and then the chest with air. And on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. Now, practice for pranayama in this class will be Nadi Shodan. So for this, with the right hand, place the first and middle finger at the eyebrow center so that your thumb and your third finger are free. Firstly, cover the right nostril with the right thumb. Inhale through the left nostril to the eyebrow center, making sure that the inhalation is coming from the abdomen. So it's a deep breath in. Cover the left nostril, uncover the right. Exhale out of the right nostril. Inhale again through the right nostril. Cover the right nostril, uncover the left. Exhale from the left nostril. So it's in through the left at the eyebrow center, out through the right, in through the right to the eyebrow center, and out through the left. And we'll complete this for a minute or so. If your arm is getting tired, you can always cup the left hand underneath the right elbow just to give you some more support. And the next time you exhale from the left nostril, release the practice. And now very mindfully and gently and smoothly lie down in Shavasana as we prepare for Yoga Nidra, and ensure that you're going to be comfortable and warm so that you don't need to move throughout the practice. And lying down in Shavasana, ensuring that the palms are facing up, a little bit away from the body. The legs are apart, about hip width apart, and relaxing on the floor. Ensure the spine is in alignment and there's balance between the left side of the body and the right side of the body. And ensure that you're not carrying any tension in the face. So release all the expressions of the face. Release the muscles behind the eyes. And now take 3 long, deep yogic breaths in. And as you exhale for each one, allow the body to release even further into the floor. Allow the body to melt into the floor. And be aware of the contact between the body and the floor. Notice the heels and the floor, the backs of the legs against the floor, the buttocks against the floor, the backs of the hands and the arms against the floor, the torso and the spine against the floor, and the head and neck against the floor. And be aware of all these different points of contact so that you can feel a plane of contact between the body and the floor. Now become aware of sound. Become aware of sounds off in the distance, but don't try and name or identify the sound. Just take your awareness there. Allow the consciousness in the mind to be saturated with the sound. And once it is, move the awareness to another sound. Just moving the awareness from sound to sound, this time off in the distance. And now bring the awareness to sounds just outside the room that you were in. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. And now bring the awareness to sounds inside the room that you are in. Now bring the awareness to sounds inside the body. First, listen to your heartbeat. And now observe the sound of the natural breath. And now release the sound awareness and call to mind your Sankalpa, or positive intention, if you have one. The positive intention could just be a sentence about something that you hope to achieve. And it's a good idea to say it in a way that you have already achieved it. If you have a Sankalpa, please repeat it mentally 3 times now. And if not, leave some space where it may emerge on its own. And now the practice moves into body rotation. So please listen to my instructions. And as I name a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that body part, and mentally repeat the name of that body part. You don't need to move it in any way. Just listen to my instructions. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second finger, third and middle finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right waist, right hip, thigh, right knee, shin, calf, right heel, ankle, top of the right foot, sole of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and middle finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left armpit, left waist, left hip, left buttock, left thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the back of the body with the heels, right and left, back of the legs, right and left, the buttocks, right and left, the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head and the crown of the head. Coming around now to the face. First with the forehead, the temples, right and left, the eyebrows, right, then left, and the eyebrows center. The eyes, right and left, and the entire nose. The cheeks, right and left, the lips, the chin, the jaw, the throat, the collarbones, right and left, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. Now for the major parts of the body, with the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole torso, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense of the whole body all at once, the whole body. And now release the body rotation and instead bring the awareness back to the natural breath. The natural breath so subtle now. And observe the rise and fall of the navel while you observe the natural breath. And we'll now add a count to the natural breath, counting backwards from 14 in the following way. Breathing in 14, breathing out 14. Breathing in 13, breathing out 13. Just counting backwards using the natural breath from 14. If you reach one, begin again. And if you lose count, begin again. And using the breath as an anchor to bring the mind back to the practice. And now release the count and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels like it's outside on a sweltering hot day without any shade. The arms and the legs feel hotter, and the face feels hotter, and heat spreads from the abdomen throughout the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's outside on a sweltering summer's day. And release this feeling of heat now, and instead exchange it with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's outside on an icy, freezing winter's day without a jacket. And the icy wind whips past the face. The cheeks feel colder, the nose feels colder, the fingers and the toes feel colder. The whole body feels colder and colder, like it's outside on a freezing winter's day. And release this feeling of coldness now, and instead exchange it for a feeling of lightness. The body feels lighter and lighter. The body feels as light as a feather. It feels so light that it feels like it's barely touching the floor. The arms and the legs feel lighter, and the head feels lighter, and the torso feels lighter. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, like it's barely touching the floor. And let go of this feeling of lightness now, and instead replace it with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. Body feels like it's made out of stone, and it's pressing against the floor. It's so heavy. The arms and the legs feel heavier. The head and the torso feels heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, that it's pressing against the floor. And release this feeling of heaviness now. And instead, come to the space of the mind, the space in front of the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize or create the following objects and images. You're walking on a beach, and it's a warm summer's day, but you're not dressed well for the beach. You feel the sand beneath your feet, but it's very hot. It's a very hot day. But you're wearing a winter jacket. In fact, you're wearing about 3 or 4 layers of clothing. You weren't expecting it to be so hot today. And while you can feel and smell the sea air, and you know that the water is cool and refreshing, you feel quite weighed down and flustered because of this heat. Now, each of the piece of clothing that you have represents something that you would like to let go of. The first is a jacket, a winter jacket at the beach. It's your favorite color, and while you love this jacket, it's not the right jacket to wear at the beach. And so you remove the jacket, and you all straight away feel lighter and feel less flustered and hot. And you let go of that jacket and take a step towards the water of this beautiful beach. But still, it's still hot and you are still wearing too much at the beach. So you're wearing a woolen jumper underneath this jacket. Again, one of your favorite woolen jumpers. It's beautiful, it's comfortable, but it is holding you back from enjoying the beautiful water and this beautiful summer's day at the beach. So again, you let the jumper go, and it represents something that you want to release. You leave the jumper on the shore and take another step towards the ocean. Next is a winter dress underneath the jumper. And so with this, you decide that, well, again, this is one of your favorites. It's something you've had for many years. It's something that you often turn to when you want comfort. It's not right for you anymore, and it doesn't fit you very well anymore, and it's not right in this situation. And it's something you've been really wanting to get rid of for a while, but never really had the courage to do it. And so now you do, and you do. You take the dress off and you let it go. And underneath the dress, you are wearing your favorite set of bathers. And now you are definitely dressed appropriately for the beach. You feel confident. These are new bathers, and even though sometimes buying bathers can be very challenging for everybody, you love these ones. They make you feel beautiful and special, and as you see yourself in these bathers, you are happy to walk towards the shore, along the shore, to a beautiful spot of this beach, and you dive straight into the water. There is no edging in, because you feel so confident and renewed. You jump into the water and you feel instantly refreshed and invigorated, but also peaceful and joyful in your own skin. You float on your back and allow the waves to comfort you. And now it's time to return to the room that you are in. So you come back, walk up the beach, again feeling very confident, and come back into the room and lie down on your mat. And you can see your body lying on the floor, comfortable. And now release this visualization and call to mind your Sankalpa, or positive affirmation, that you recited earlier in the practice. If you have one, mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if not, leave some space for it may emerge. Notice the breath again, and notice how the breath creates movement in the body, and allow the breath to deepen just a little. And as you do this, feel how the breath moves your back against the floor. Again, scan your awareness through the body and observe how you're feeling at this moment. Begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. Remember the room that you are in and the details of that room, the floor, the walls and the ceiling, the furniture. Remember the mat, the color of the mat you're lying on, and your clothing or covering. And remember the time of day. And when you're ready, begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. Move and stretch in a way that's right for you gently awakening the body. You may like to move the head gently from side to side or stretch the entire body. You may also like to roll onto the right side for a few moments. And then when it's right for you, come to a comfortable sitting position, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, just to maintain the peaceful state that you've created. Now gently, like we did in the beginning, scan the awareness through the body, beginning with the feet, and again observe how you're feeling at this moment in each part of your body. Notice if there's been any difference or change from when we did this at the beginning of the class. And moving the awareness up through the feet, and the ankles and the legs, through the knees and the thighs, up through the buttocks, through the torso and the spine, up through the fingers and the wrists, up through the arms, and into the neck, and into the head. And now bringing the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude tonight's practice. Breathing in. Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.